Election day, there was also development on the manual register and the directive earlier that had the IEBC, or at least was directing the IEBC to make sure that it has it as a fallback plan. But that's not going to be the case.
That's right, Mark. That has changed. The High Court has suspended that direction. So now the manual register will not be used. We'll have more on that shortly. But first, let's cross over live to the Nerve Centre, and that is the Bomas of Kenya. NTV's James Smart will be joining us from there in just a moment to give us a sense of what it's like there. At the moment, it's unlikely to be so busy, yes, Mark, but in the next few hours, there will be plenty of action coming from that side.
And James, as you give us an update there, just any clarification, there's been that picture of a ballot paper that's been doing rounds on the WhatsApp groups claiming to have had, Mike Sonko on the Mombasa list of governor candidates. And is there any statement on this?
Well, thank you very much, Mark and Smriti. Just to fix and clarify that, IEBC has this evening confirmed to us that that picture doing rounds of a ballot paper that seemingly shows Mike Sonko among other candidates on the ballot is actually fake. That is not the ballot paper. We understand that the situation is that they just discovered, actually, when they opened the ballots, that they had irregularities on that ballot paper. And based on that, they decided to hold off the elections. The big ones, of course, is Mombasa and Kakamega. That elections, we do understand from our sources that by Thursday, IEBC will tell us when that date would be. It is in their preference that that day is not too far along, so they have between now and 90 days to conduct those elections, so they won't be very far. But just to bring a sense of you what's happening here, right here at where I'm standing, would be the Nerve Centre. That door in the next couple of hours would be very busy. Polling, the voting stops I beg your pardon, at 6 p.m. At 5 p.m. I beg your pardon. Here at the Nerve Centre is where, IEBC would start, and the Nerve Centre would essentially come alive. We do expect the results would be coming in thick and fast. Form 34As that, IEBC would be relying on would start streaming in as soon as the first poll counts the results. Remember, this is about 700 polling, 700 in every polling station. There's about 700 voters. These voters, other polling stations have about 70 or 10 or 50, others up to 700. Based on that, would have some quick results immediately polls close. We do expect a lot from here, as today, the IEBC conducted its last sort of press conference saying it's all system goes in spite of several mishaps here and there that we've correctly mentioned. Everything else seems to be working. They are confident that the process tomorrow will kick on in time. They are confident that the process will, of course, spend throughout the day, and they're ready here on the Nerve Centre to sort of troubleshoot if there's any problems or in case there's anything that would come out. But from here, the IEBC commissioners and the secretariat are really confident that the whole country will be able to open the polls on time. They'll be able to close the polls on time, and the counting begins. Remember, Mark and Smriti, we're talking about 46,000 plus polling stations. There's about 18,000 candidates who are, vying for these seats. About 1,800 seats there up for grabs. One particular seat in Nairobi MCA has about 18 MCA candidates. That would be, increase the complexity in that election. The more the candidates in a ballot, the more voters take to get into the ballot box and make their choices, and also take a bit more time to count those results. Based on everything we've had here today, based on everything we've seen here today, talking to observers, talking to the political parties, talking to IEBC, it appears that there is a great level of confidence that in fact everything that has been prepared will kick on as it is. We do expect voters from across the country by 5 a.m. to be on the queues. We do know for sure that queues start at 3 a.m. in other places, but for sure, when every place that there has been earmarked to be an election, tomorrow there will be an election, except those 4 locations that the IEBC has already communicated that will not have elections based on those sort of ballot papers that had errors in printing, and they've confirmed that this printing actually is an error from the printers. and they do expect that the ballots, in fact, would even be by the end of this week be in this country. But we do hope that by Thursday, the IEBC will give us an announcement on when these areas, Kakamega and Mombasa and the two other areas, will conduct their election, Mark.
James Smart, thank you for that update, and I know you will be joined there by panel as we look at the anticipation with some of the issues that have come up today, what with the manual register directive that now has been suspended, as well as some of the elective seats there. There's a lot of talking points there, but there's also incidences to report around the preparation of election in parts of the country.